We will chant Om 3 times, followed by the invocation mantras. Please sit erect. Both feet are firmly on ground. Back, neck, and head are in a straight line. Hands in our lap. Fingers interlocked. Eyes are gently closed. Inhale deeply. ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्. Hello everyone. Good evening and welcome back. Hari Madhukarji and probably Aparna ji as well. You guys are off video. So we are covering chapter 2 of Bhagavad Gita, right? So in there, we were trying to understand. We understood the Bhagavan has already talked about the Brahma Vidya, and then now he is how do we get to that? Okay, so the Karma Marga, the Karma Yoga portion is being introduced. And he said that Vyavasayatmika Buddhi Ekeha Kurunandana Bahushakahi Anantascha Buddhayo Avyavasayinam. So we can one of the key aspects to this is that our buddhi has to be sharp, as in like focused on only one thing alone. However, the buddhi, if it is not focused, like if it is not single pointed, it becomes multi-pointed. When it becomes multi-pointed, it becomes like multiple branches and it is going all over. And how that is going is described in three verses. One is Yamimam Pushpitam Vacha Pravadyanti Avipaschitaha Vedavadarataha Partha Na Anyatastiti Vadinaha. So here, and then he also said Kamatmanaha Swargapara Janma Karma Phala Pradam Kriya Vishesha Bahulam Bhogaishwaryam Gatim Prati. So in these two verses, what happened is that in the Vedas, okay, there are Karma Kanda and Jnana Kanda. So many people, because they are following Vedas and they are following the rituals, okay, they're happy with it and they're saying that, this is enough, this is it. Okay, so I'm not doing anything bad. Okay, I'm doing the right thing and I'm enjoying my life. What is wrong with it? Okay, why? Because the mind is unable to, when it is not just they, several of us, okay, many of us, what is happening is that we are unable to, even though we understand the importance of this Brahmajnana, we are unable to get rid of our desire for the worldly things. So we're not doing like necessarily any bad things, right? Okay, none of us are doing any of those or many of those 10 commandments that are listed in Christian thing. Okay, we are not doing many of those uh, don'ts, right? However, what is happening is that because we have desires, kama atmanaha, swargapara. So here swargapara is like, okay, so joys in heaven, or even heavenly joys, enjoyments right on this earth. Okay, what are they doing? They are giving phala, karma phala. Karma phala is fruits of action. Because the karma phala is given, we have to come, take additional births to come and experience those results of those actions. In this case, what is happening is kriya vishesha bahulam bhoga aishwaryan gatim prati. So with all of this, what is happening is that we are unable to get to moksha. Okay. Then here in verse 44, it is said, bhoga aishwarya prasaktanam taya अपहृतचेतसां व्यवसायात्मिका बुद्धि समाधौ न विधीयते. So this is the verse that we need to, I mean, we chanted this verse in the last session, but we did not review or come up to this point, okay, analyze this. So we'll do a quick analysis of this and then we will jump to the next shloka. So here, Bhoga Ishwarya Prasaktam Taya. Taya means by that. By that means what? The flowery talk that was said before, where in the Vedas, about what? About Karma Kanda. So that means when the mind has become weak, instead of moving to Jnana Kanda, which means that don't, when I say Jnana Kanda, Karma Kanda, don't be concerned that, hey, I'm not doing Vedas. I don't even know what Vedas, what is written in Vedas. So how is this applicable to me? With the simplified terms, what is happening is that we know absolute spirituality will lead us to moksha. However, what we are happy is with transactional spirituality. Transactional spirituality is like, I go to the temple, I give the donation, I do the arati, I chant Hanuman Chalisa or this shloka or that mantra, and happy with it. Okay, so I did my part. Okay, Bhagwan is giving this enjoyment, and I am enjoying. So that is what is being referred here as the karma kanda. Okay, instead, get the do the inner analysis of our own nature, get rid of our raga dveshas, meaning likes and dislikes, and focusing on Bhagwan. Okay, so that is, instead of that, we are doing into this transactional uh, level of spirituality, right? So why? Because bhoga, because of knowing that, okay, if we read Hanuman Chalisa 108 times in one day, all the problems will be gone. Okay, yes, the problems will go away. No question. Hanuman Chalisa is powerful. However, new set of problems will come pretty soon. Okay. So that is a challenge with that. Okay, so any shloka, especially like like last week was uh, both we within last 10 days we had celebrated both lunar and solar New Year's, and in one of the things in the at least in South, what we do after we on Ugadi day is that there's a Panchanga Shravanam. Panchanga Shravanam means because the new year has come, this year name is Krodhi. Okay, how is this world going to be in this new year? Okay, so are there going to be rains, or are there going to be any floods, or how the government is going to be? Are there going to be any changes in government? Or do we have any worries from terrorism? How is Iran going to react with Israel? How is US going to work with? So all of these worldly things are covered, right? Because every country has got the Janmapatri, like the exact date and time it was born, and location, etc. And then based on our nakshatras, etc., right? 27 nakshatras and 12 rashis. For each rashi, what is the income and loss, adaya and vyaya, and the ratio of income and expense, not loss, okay? Income and expense. And then there's also uh, mana and avamana also. Like, I mean, like how many times you are going to be um, praised significantly and how many instances we could be going down drastically. So all of those are there for every Rashi, etc. And in the end, what happens is that for each of these, right? Oh, because you're going to have for this particular Rashi, people are just picking up something randomly. Okay, in case if you belong to that Rashi, don't get perturbed, right? Okay. Oh, Kanya Rashi people, okay, because you are going to have a lot of health problems, we recommend you do Hanuman Puja every Friday, and then do Shani Archana for 16 weeks. And also, it is good to chant Vishnu Sahasranama. So, what will it do? It is going to mitigate and uh, dull the negative impacts. Okay, so these kind of things are there pretty much in Panchanga Shravana. Again, what is happening is that it is not like what they are saying is not untrue. They are going to work, they are going to be effective, but they are only like temporary, because if this problem is gone, some other problem comes, right? And also understand what is the mental attitude when we are performing this. We are doing it out of fear and with a holding on to some hope and worried that whether this is going to be successful or not. Okay. So even though even if the main problem is removed, that worry is there in our heart that, oh my God, it is said that so and so thing will happen to me this year. Okay. It is said that my job may not be stable. Oh, they're talking about uh, selling this company. Oh, maybe I'm going to lose this job. Oh, they said they're talking about some senior management change. Maybe it is going to impact me. This kind of fear is constantly there with all of those. Okay. So that is why what is happening is that even though these transactional benefits are there, with the transactional prayers or transactional spirituality, focus on the most important thing, okay, which is the liberation where there is no more jiva. Okay, so when I as a jiva doesn't exist, right? As a jiva means I'm able, if I'm able to eliminate my jivatva, that I'm not a jiva, I'm not this body, that thought is completely gone, then if the problems come, to whom does the problems come? Problems come to the body, and I know that I'm not this body. Okay, so then that is what this is saying that. Okay, so here Bhogaishwarya Prasaktanam Taya, this Pushpita Vacha, okay, when we hear these good words from the Vedas about like, okay, so you can do this to get this, you can do this to get this, okay, we get carried away by those apahruta, means we get carried away by these thoughts. And then why we get carried away? Because our mind on is filled with the desires to enjoy. Bhoga Aishwarya Prasaktanam. Aishwarya is wealth. Okay. So the wealth can be like, here in this context, the wealth can be like mental wealth or physical wealth, meaning like happiness. The wealth is what? Wealth is a means to get happiness, right? So if you have like $100 in your pocket, or $10,000 in your pocket, or $10 million in your bank, what it you we are not specifically interested in the actual dollars, but the value that those dollars bring in terms of happiness, what all they can buy, and that is what is giving us happiness. Okay, bill itself is not giving us happiness to anybody, right? So Aishwarya also means it is not just wealth. What it means is wealth itself is a means for happiness, and I want to enjoy the wealth, the happinesses that the possibility of happiness that this wealth can bring. That is what, when that is there, what is happening is that Vyavasayatmika Buddhi, okay, meaning the mind that is focused on a single point attention is not able to form. Meaning samadhau, okay, samadhi means the mind is in its equilibrium state is not possible. Not vidhiyate, it is not possible. So this is where the challenge is. So the point is that I need to conquer my own mind, and the way to conquer my mind is try to get my mind focused on one and one thing only. Okay, so this thought process is continued a little bit more in verse number 45. So who can chant? Okay, so
Can I make a small comment on the whole thing as you were trying to summarize the whole
oh,
thing?
oh sure, yes, please go ahead, sir.
Yeah,
Yes.
in the simplest terms, what I understand or what I take out of the whole thing is that ritualistic, things that we perform to gain something. There's first of all, there's a desire attached to that. That I'm going to get something if I do A, B, C, D, and I perform these rituals. Then, so that is the material. Again, we are trying to gain some material or temporary pleasures to fulfill our, whether we want wealth, health, or whatever. But on the other hand, the focus is higher, which is gaining that single pointed focus on being our who I am, what is my true nature, that I am going to achieve that ultimately. That's my focus, not the ritualistic part of it. As it says here, those who have realized themselves, they don't need to do any rituals anyway. For them, there is no point in doing any rituals. They are beyond that because they have already come to that conclusion, who I am. Like Jivan Muktas, who have come to the realization. So I think the thing I wanted to say is that, of course, we practice mostly ritualistic kind of things in our life. That's how we have been programmed since childhood. We do puja, we go temple, we do all the things. But here it goes one more step ahead. That's one of the parts, but beyond that, we have to realize who we are. That's our mission. The goal is to go higher up to know our real true nature.
Yeah,
That's all.
you hit the nail on the head, right? In this particular way, is that from our childhood we are used to doing this way. So in our childhood we were we were taught to go to kindergarten, right? Now, does it mean that I'm going to kindergarten now? No. When I graduated from kindergarten, I went to first grade. Did I stop and then am I still going to first grade? No, I graduated from there and I moved on to second grade, third grade, like that all the way. So if in my education, if I kept on going to the next and next and next and next, why did we stop in spirituality with the very first thing that was taught in our childhood? Why are we not able to break out those shackles and go to the next level? Okay, so this is what Bhagavan Krishna is bringing to Arjuna's attention, and because he's a Jagat Guru, Krishnam Vande Jagat Guru, that's what we say. And he is a Jagat Guru, means he did not teach like, like one person here, one person there, but this Bhagavad Gita is for entire humanity, right? So what he's saying is that not just Arjuna, indirectly to the people around there at that time, and even for all of us who are learning, what he's saying is that get out of our comfort zone and aspire higher even spiritually also. Okay, so let's see who's going to chant. Maybe Shobhaji, do you want to chant the next verse, verse number 45? Okay, Shobhaji probably has gone somewhere. She's on mute. So how about you, Atumji?
Sure.
Okay. So let me break down this verse. Okay, verse number 45. Traigunya Vishayaha Vedaha Nistraigunyaha Bhava Arjuna. So whenever sometimes the Nistraigunyaha I said, right? Whereas it said Nistraigunyo. What it means is that when Nistraigunyaha Bhava Arjuna, when there is a sandhi there in a sentence, so that becomes because of sandhi, that Nistraigunyaha becomes Nistraigunyo Bhava Arjuna. Okay. Nirdvandvaha Nitya Sattvastaha Nir Yoga Kshemaha Atmavan. So these are the words. Okay, so please repeat after me. Traigunya Vishaya Veda.
त्रैगुण्यविषया वेदा
Nistraigunyo Bhavarjuna.
निस्त्रैगुण्यो भवार्जुन
Nirdvandvo Nityasattvastha.
निर्द्वन्द्वो
निर्द्वन्द्वनित्यसस्वस्थः
नित्यसत्त्वस्थः
Niryogakshema Atmavan.
निर्योगक्षेमः आत्मवान्
Thank you. So here, this Veda, it is a Traigunya Vishayaha. Okay. So Traigunya Vishayaha, what are Traigunya means? Three gunas.
Gunas.
So the content of this Veda is based on for three gunas. What are those three gunas? Okay. Because you are studying Vedanta for a long time, you know this three gunas are Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas. Okay. So these the main topic of Vedas appears to be Traigunya Vishayaha. Okay. Meaning what? Okay. How do we so basically, like, tamas. From tamas, I need to get to rajas. From rajas, I need to get to sattva, satvika avastha. Okay. So now, how do I get from tamas to rajas, from rajas to sattva? All of that is given, and along with that, so in this, all of this is given in where? It is given in the karma kanda. Okay. Now, when your mind is completely purified and you have sadhana chatushtaya sampannatvam, that means that you have viveka, vairagya, shama, dama, uparama, titiksha, shraddha, samadhana, mumukshutvam, all of them, when you get all of them, then what does Vedas do? It says, okay, now you are ready. Come, let me teach you Upanishads, which is Jnana Kanda. Okay. And in Jnanakanda, it is not talking about, okay, oh, this is what Sattva is, this is what this is, right? It is saying, like, well, leave everything behind and let's go to the next step, okay, which is real thing now, okay? So that's what it is saying. So what happened is that Nistraigunya Bhavarjuna. So he's telling, Bhagavan is saying, drop off this karma kanda and get to this Nistraigunya portion, Arjuna. So Nistraigunya means which is beyond these three gunas. Okay. So as long as I am I'm choosing anything which helps me to hold on to samsara, then I'm stuck with this within three gunas. Okay. Only I decide to consciously choose not to do anything that keeps me in samsara, then instead I should go up beyond and I should resort to Jnana Kanda. So this is what Bhagavan is telling Arjuna, means he's telling all of us. Okay, where it is nirdvandvaha. Dvandvaha means duality, right? Okay, so all duality again. It was an interesting thing that they're called as pairs of opposites. That's what we typically say. So Swami Prakashanandaji, who was here a couple of weeks ago, in one of his discourses,
Use the complementary pairs.
yeah, so they are not pairs of opposites, but they are two pairs of complementary
I
pairs.
like that word, complementary pairs.
Yeah, why? Because if you see let us say 0 degrees is cold and 100 degrees is hot. Okay, maybe we are talking about Fahrenheit. Okay, so now if that is the case, if 0 degrees is cold, what about 1 degree? Is it cold? Yes. 2 cold? Yes. 99 hot? Yes. So at what specific point we can say that, okay, this is not hot but cold, or this is not cold but hot, because it is a continuum, continuing spectrum, not two polar opposites. Okay. So that is why this this dvandva means their duality, complementary pairs, which are like sukha dukkha, Jaya, Ajaya, meaning like victory and loss, Labha or Alabha, meaning gain or loss, okay, profit and loss kind of a thing. And all of these are based out of what? Likes and dislikes, okay. And once we keep our mind free of raga dvesha, okay, which is likes and dislikes, then there's no sukha dukkha, okay, because sukha is based on if I get something that I like, then that is where sukha. Otherwise, no. When the in a fight or somewhere, if I get the desired result, then it is victory. Otherwise, it is uh, loss of war. Okay, so same thing. Okay, if I in a transaction, if I get what I like, it is labha, profit. Otherwise, gain. Otherwise, it is loss. So all of them are based upon raga dvesha. So get out of this raga dvesha. That's what he said. Okay. Now, nitya sattvastha. So when you get out of this raga dvesha, what do we need to do? Nitya sattvastha. So nitya always sattva avastha basically. Okay. So keep the mind in sattva avastha means sattva means what? It is free from rajas and free from tamas. Free from tamas means there is no lethargy, and free from rajas means there is no agitation. Agitation is happening because of likes and dislikes. Once you remove the likes and dislikes, then we can reach to a comfortable equilibrium state. That is where what we are calling as this sattva avastha, and it has to be always peaceful. Okay, so so then when we are in a peaceful place, then I can have a focused mind. Okay, when I have focused mind, I can easily get this Ishvara Arpana Buddhi and all of that. Okay, then Niryoga Kshemaha. Okay, so yoga and kshema, and which is opposite of yoga kshema. So that means what is happening what is yoga and what is kshema in this world. Okay, we can simplify. You know, like how we classify how many type of people are there. There are two types of people, men and women. Oh, there are two types of people, rich and poor. There are two types of people. People in India and people who are not in India. People who are Hindus and who are not Hindus. Like that, we can keep on classifying people in any manner or anything in any manner in any number of categories. So here, in the same way, in this whole world, I can categorize this entire world in into two classes. One is whatever I own and whatever I don't own. Okay. So this home, well, actually, this home is also a little bit owned by bank. It's not fully owned by me, right? But okay, so let's say if I look at things around me, there are a bunch of things that I own. Okay, and everything else other than these few things around me in my home is not owned by me. For example, the neighbor's home is not owned by me. Okay, so the moment I come out of my home property, house property, right? Come out to the road, I don't own anything anywhere. Okay, so now what am I doing every day? I want to own something that I do not currently own. Okay, by getting that extra dollar. Okay, by getting buying things that I currently don't own. Whether it could be simple as going to a grocery store and buying groceries, okay, or aiming to buy that car or that necklace or that house or that property or this or that, etc. Everything that I want to own, okay, so that I become one with something that I already don't own. So this is what is called yoga. Okay, so union with something that I already don't own is yoga in this particular context. Okay, when you say karma yoga, etc., it's a different meaning. In this context, the meaning of yoga is getting attached. The root meaning is same. Okay, which is getting to the higher and owning, becoming one with the higher is in terms of pure yoga meaning. But from here, owning something that I don't own, getting in contact with something that I don't own is yoga. And now I already own some stuff, right? Now I want to save them. Okay. I want to ensure that this is not lost. So what am I doing? Putting money in bank, taking insurance on the house, taking insurance on my health, taking insurance on my death, all of that I'm doing, right? So all of this is what is called as kshema. Okay, so I don't want to lose anything that I own. This yoga and kshema. So yoga and kshema is based on what? First of all, it is based upon the division of this word into what I own and what I don't own. Then I'm trying to get many of the things from the other side into my bucket, into what I own bucket. Okay, so that is yoga. And then what I already own, again, it is, I want to protect, it is kshema. So then what is happening is that it is all based upon duality. Duality is what? Okay, that I am different, what I own is different, what I don't own is different. So like all this, like, like we have all of that, right? So niryoga kshema means go beyond this duality. So once you go beyond the duality, that like I own this or I don't own this, all of that is gone. So then what happens is that now the higher definition of yoga comes. What is the higher definition of yoga? I am not one with Bhagwan right now. Okay. So I need to get attached to Bhagwan. That is the yoga. Okay. Now, what is kshema? I'm trying to abide in Bhagwan, and I had to hold on to this Bhagwan and never let go. That is the kshema. Okay. So our attitude must change from yoga kshema from a Vyavaharika perspective. Vyavaharika means a transactional world perspective to spiritual perspective. Okay. Adhyatmika or perspective, or even what you call as a Paramarthika perspective. Okay. So this is my Paramartha. Okay. Because we know like Artha means wealth, right? So wealth is a means to get our happiness. Paramartha, sometimes we call Bhagavan as Paramartha also, right? Paramartha means what? He is the final means to get everything. But the final means is the supreme means to get to supreme happiness. Okay? Paramartha. Okay, so that should be our goal. And this is how we should be. This is what Bhagavan is telling Arjuna. So here, what Bhagavan is saying is that, hey, Arjuna, you have two possibilities. One is that if your mind is weak, you still delve on all of these. But on the other hand, if you actually can focus on to the higher one, then you can get everything that you need. Okay. So this, what is this everything that you'll get everything that you need is described in the next shloka. Okay.
I got a quick question.
Yeah, go ahead.
What does Atmavan mean?
So Atmavan means, see, for example, Buddhiman means what?
Somebody possessing Buddhi.
Somebody possessing Buddhi. Okay. So do you call a dumb person? I mean, like dumb, I mean, okay, it's probably a wrong word. He doesn't have Buddhi. He doesn't have intellect. He has intellect. Okay.
Yes.
Except that he is not abiding in the intellect. He is abiding in something else. Okay. It could be manas. Okay. So that means that he is indulging in his feelings and trying to make those feelings happy all the time. Okay. So that's why he may be doing some wrong things, etc. So you cannot call him as a buddhiman. Okay. So this man, buddhivan, or etc. This van or man, etc. Man is Hindi, right? Buddhiman. Okay. Buddhivan is Sanskritam. Okay. One who has that, right? So here Atmavan means, so Buddhivan, what would he do is that he is always thinking what is right and what is wrong, and he's holding on to the right thing, and he's performing, he's living intelligently. So such a person is called Buddhivan. Now Atmavan means what? He is always reveling in Atma and nature of Atma, and he is absorbed and abiding in the nature of the Atma. So that is how his life is going on. So that is the Atmavan. So basically here Atmavan is indicating none other than someone who has already conquered the mind and the intellect, and who is always abiding in Paramatma. So that could be either a Jivan Mukta Purusha, okay, a realized person, or someone who is striving so hard to become Jivan Mukta Purusha, that he is like, it is just a matter of a little time before he becomes Jivan Mukta.
Excellent. Excellent.
So,
So basically, I mean, the other way to look at it is that it is to separate ourselves from I and mine. And that has to be removed. It is, I think that is the crux of the whole thing. That is because then there is a duality comes in a hurry. That I am separate from the Brahman. So this is mine and it is mine. I want to protect it. I want to preserve it. It's for myself. And once we get out of that I and mine, it's all Bhagwan's, then there is different sense of attachment in a different way. So we don't get attached to the material things again, but we are going for a higher attachment and leaving behind all this, whatever possession or desire to have whatever we want to have.
any other comments or questions? So we will chant the next verse. Madhukaji, do you want to chant after me? Do you have the
Just
text?
one quick question. Would Atmavan be synonymous to Nishchatmika Buddhi?
So Atmavan is someone who is abiding in Atma. Okay. You may have Nischayatmika Buddhi is the definition of Buddhi, right? So that means that you have made a decision. That is what like a Buddhi is, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, both of them are two different things, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Nishyatmika Buddhi is when you decide to focus on the higher goals.
No, it's not necessarily higher goal. Okay. So you just made a decision. That's all.
Oh, okay.
So even if you made a bad decision, a decision is made. So that is what Nischayatmika Buddhi. Okay, whether you probably did unwise decision, etc., but it's still the Buddhi only. So Buddhi is where you took the decision. That's all.
Yeah. Vyavasayika Buddhi. Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. So, Madhukaji, do you have text and would you be able to repeat after me?
I can do it. I have my text now.
Okay, sure. Okay, I didn't hear from Madhukaji. Okay, so Shobha, you can do that. Okay, so this we are going to chant 46. Okay, Yavan Artha. Okay, that is Yavan Artha. Okay, Yavan Artha Udapane Sarvatah Samplutodake. Samplut Udaka. Udake is water. Okay, Udaka. Okay. Tavan Sarveshu becomes Tavan Sarveshu. Vedeshu Brahmanasya Vijanataha. Okay. So Yavan Artha Udapane Sarvatha Samplutodake Tavan Sarveshu Vedeshu Brahmanasya Vijanataha. Okay, so please repeat after me. Yavan Artha Udapane
Yavan
Udapane
Sarvatah Samplutodake
Sarvatah Samplutodake
Tavan Sarveshu Vedeshu
Tavan Sarveshu Vedeshu
Brahmanasya Vijanataha.
Brahmanasya Vijanataha.
Okay. So here, as I said, Yavan, okay. Yavan means all of, as much, okay. As much, Yavat, okay. All of this is what sometimes is called Yavan. Sarvataha, everything, okay, everywhere. Okay, Sarvataha is everywhere. Sampluta, Udake. Sampluta is flooded, okay. Udake means water, okay. Udapane, okay. Udapane means area where we get water from. It's called Udapane. So that means that it could be a watering hole. It could be a what do you call it? A well, water well, or it could be even like the
Tank, water tank, storage tank.
water tank, or even like a bucket is also called, who can be treated as udapane. Okay, so even a water cooler, like where you get water from your kitchen, is that's also udapana, like that. Okay, so or even like a cup of water, a cup is also considered I mean, a cup filled with water is also considered as udapana, because that is where you're getting water from. Okay, so artha means usefulness. Okay, tavan, okay, tavat, okay, that means that much. Vijanataha, okay, vijanataha means one who knows. Okay, brahmanasya, meaning those brahmana who knows everything. Now here brahmana means one who is not like a caste-based birth brahmana. Rather, brahmana here is referring to one who has the brahma jnana. Okay, so sarveshu vedeshu arthe, the usefulness of entire Vedas. Okay, so what does it mean? Okay, so what the essence of this shloka is like this. You see, I udam pibanti iti asmin iti udapanam. That's why. Okay, so wherever we get water from, that is called udapanam. Okay, so now here sarvata samplutodakam. Okay, that means that water is all around. Okay, water is all around means it can be understood as a flooded. Okay, but flooded is not the important meaning here. Rather, it is available everywhere. Okay, that's the meaning that has to be understood. Okay, sarvataha samplutodake. So what happens is, the meaning is, a simplified translation is like this. Today, I go to Udapana, meaning at the source of my water, to drink water. Okay, so that could be, as I said, right? It could be the cup in which water is, or it could be the cooler in the kitchen, or it could be a water tank, or it could be a pond, or wherever I go to get water. Now, if water is available everywhere, do I need to go to that place? No. Okay, that becomes, going to that place becomes useless. In the same manner, one who knows this Brahma Jnana, for him, the entire Vedas are useless. Okay? So, entire Vedas are useless, right? So there are like in there, like in this, like there are two like multiple aspects that we need to understand. One is, even this Vedas becoming useless to one who understands Vedas, okay, is this one comes in other Upanishads as well. Okay, what does it mean? Like taking an imagery of the samsara to be an ocean, I need to find a means to cross the ocean. Okay, so the Vedas is that boat that helps me cross this ocean of samsara. Okay, now I am, let us say, I am able to cross this ocean of samsara with the help of Vedas. Now I crossed the ocean, I came to the shore. What is the value of that boat for me on the shore? Okay, it is unnecessary baggage for me to carry if I am walking on the shore somewhere. Okay, so what I do is that when I cross the ocean, okay, I'm happy with this. I thank the boat, but I leave it at the shore and walk away. Okay, so for one who understands Brahma Jnana, they don't need Vedas anymore. Means that is the meaning of this. Now, this example, this water everywhere, what does this mean? Okay, so this is based upon a our ritualistic practices. Okay, so this example is based upon those ritualistic practices. Only if we understand those ritualistic practices, we understand the meaning of this shloka better. Okay, otherwise this seems like a weird example, and Bhagavan Krishna did not know a better example. Okay, so he gave a right example. It is just that like we lost the context of this example. Okay, over a period of time. So this is understood as like this, as following. Back in the day, people were said, it was said that there are different rivers are there, right? There are different rivers, and in these rivers, if you say, for example, if you take bath in Ganga river, it has got benefit, so and so benefits, benefit A, B, C, etc. spiritually. Okay, and if you take bath in Yamuna, you got so and so benefits. Okay, again B, C, D, etc. Some overlapping, some special benefits if you take the bath in Yamuna river. Like that, every river has got its own benefits, etc. And then like these rivers, when it happens, what is that? Like every 12 years, we have the this thing, right?
Kumbh Mela.
Sorry.
Kumbh Mela.
Kumbh Mela, right? So when Kumbh Mela happens, it is way better. And then there are some places where even on Ganga river, right? For example, taking a bath at any point in Ganga is not as good as taking a bath on the Tirthasthanas. Okay. Tirthasthanas. Okay. Only on Tirthasthanas you have better benefit. What is this better benefit? It's from a geographical perspective, the water there turns a little bit. Okay, in all these tirthasthanas, the water there turns a little bit, and it feels like for a small place, it is as if the water has turned the direction, it is going backwards. Okay, so wherever this geographical phenomenon happens, that is called as tirtha. Okay, now why are tirthasthanas are so popular? Is because in those tirthasthanas, for Mahatmas, it reminds that the mind is like going down and down, because what the nature of water is to go down from higher to lower. The mind is going lower and lower. However, Tirthasthana, it turned temporarily to higher. Okay, so this is a good spot for me to do my penances. So that is how the Mahatmas go sit there and establish these ashramas in the Tirthasthanas. Now, when as a pilgrim, if you and I go take a dip in that river in the Tirthasthana, the goal is not to go there and take a dip, but the hope is that back in those days, okay, when you go to those Tirthasthanas, you're going to you're not just happy, satisfied with just taking the dip, but you are also going to meet some of those Mahatmas, listen to what they say, and implement that in your daily life. So that's why Tirthasthanas become more and more popular, okay, from a spiritual perspective. So now, coming back, right? Every river has taking dip in every holy river has got its own benefits, right? So these are described in all our shastras. Okay, so in several Puranas, if you look at Skanda Purana, like we have 18 Puranas, right? One of the Puranas is Skanda Purana. Okay, Skanda Purana, compared to many other Puranas, it gives the description, the geographical description of the Akhanda Bharat very clearly. Okay, and it talks about basically like every river, like big river, small river, every place of pilgrimage. It talks about, and the Sthala Purana, meaning Sthala Purana means, say for example, think about a small Punya Kshetra, like Kashi. Okay, it's Kashi is not small, by the way. Okay, I'm just picking up because that came to my mind, right? Kashi. What is the greatness of Kashi? What happened in Kashi? Why it is popular? Oh, Gaya. Okay, let's talk about Gaya. This is all about Gaya. So why Gaya is popular, etc. All about like in Puranas, what is the greatness of that Gaya is given, right? So like that, this Skanda Purana talks about the importance of all of these locations. Okay, So along with all the rivers. So now Skanda Purana has all the description of the benefits of all of these. So now the question is something, right? And also our Puranas also say the best. You know what is the best place to take a dip in?
Ganga. Oh,
Ganga.
of course, but at
Benar.
Hariki
Okay. So what it says is that taking dip in Sagara, meaning ocean,
Ocean. Okay.
yeah, is way better than taking dip in all of these rivers. And especially like, say, for example, last week we had the Grahana, right? Surya Grahana, the eclipse. On eclipse day, taking the holy dip in the ocean before and after Grahana is considered one of the best things. Okay. Why is that? Is because all rivers end up in ocean. Okay. So in ocean there is Ganga, in ocean there is Yamuna, in ocean there is Krishna, Kaveri, Tungabhadra, Godavari. Pretty much every river is in ocean already. So taking a dip in ocean is going to give the benefit of taking
rivers.
dip in all of these. Okay. So that is the logic. That is why the logic here is given is that when there is water everywhere, there is no need to go into this watering hole or that watering hole or this place or that place. Okay. In the just like when you take a dip in Samudra, it is as good as taking dip in everywhere. So this is why this particular example is used. Okay, so I know like I took a little extra time, but around this particular topic, but it is because like otherwise like like this example looks okay, but I don't know why it is said, right? So in there is a particular saying in Sanskritam, right? In our Sanskritam, it is said the what was that? Is that like in okay, so I remember the translation. Okay, in 100, okay, Shate Panchashat. Okay, so that means in 100 there is 50. Okay, that means what? In 100 there is 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way to 99 and 100. Okay, so in the same way, in Samudra, all rivers are there. Okay, so in Brahman, so now what it is that in Brahman, okay, so now the real meaning is that in Brahman, all the local joys are available. Okay, see, all the karma kanda based happiness is already in there in Jnana Kanda once you attend Brahman. So what he's saying is that why are you going for a point here, a point there? Okay, get that 100,000 points in one shot. Okay, so you don't have to run for a point here, a point there. Okay. I know like none of you, I don't know, like if you by the way, like maybe did you guys watch this Harry Potter movie, the first movie? Anyone?
I
No,
don't like it.
you don't like it. I did not.
I watched it, but I that was so far back. I don't have
Okay,
much
that's fine. Okay, so the point is that it's not about whether we liked it or not. If you have watched it, the example is something simple, right? In there is a game called Quidditch. Okay, they're playing this game. Okay, so you can kick and make a point, and you can the other person can kick a point, etc. But there is this some special ball. If that ball is caught, the game is over, and whoever catches the ball, that's it. That team is the winner. Period. Okay, so all of these goals that they made, they are useless. Okay, so that was the thing. Okay, so this is something like that. Okay, this is that's a good example that I thought about. But if you haven't watched, okay, so
I just am reminded of the commentary by Gurudev. You remember what he used for this? You don't need the Vedas. If I correctly remember, he said the polo watt guy who has the pole in his hand and he makes a jump and then he has to throw the pole out
Mhm.
and he has achieved, he goes beyond that,
Mhm.
wherever his highest point is.
Yeah.
But after he's reached there, he doesn't need the pole anymore.
Yeah.
And I think that's a very beautiful example,
Mhm.
illustrating that once you achieve that,
Mhm.
you don't need the Vedas anymore.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. So all the sadhana is meant for achieving something. Once you reach it, then the sadhana is not needed, right? So that's where it is. So yeah. So this is the yeah, with that the this particular shloka is completed. Shloka number 46. Okay. Any questions on shloka number 46? Yeah.
Atulji has a question.
Yeah. Go
So
ahead.
when we say the Vedas become unimportant, useless was the word used, doesn't the Veda consist both of the Karma Kanda and the Gnan Kanda?
Yes.
So does this refer to just the Karma Kanda portion or the okay. Once you reach the Brahman,
Mhm.
through the combination of Karma Yoga and Gnan Yoga, now both the yogas
Mhm.
become non-helpful once you have attained the pada.
Yeah.
Okay.
Atulji, let me ask you a question. What is 3 times 7?
Say that again.
What is 3 multiplied by 7?
21.
21. Okay. How did you know?
Somebody like you taught me once.
He memorized it already.
Okay. So back when we were children, okay, we all woke up in the morning and our parents used to push us to memorize this multiplication table.
Yeah.
And we did it so much, okay, and we memorized them. Now, when is the last time you repeated this multiplication table number 3?
Just now.
No, the entire table as a repetition. Maybe,
I just-
maybe possibly like when you're trying to teach that to your children, okay,
Mhm.
about 20 years ago or so. And if you were one of those parents like where you didn't care about like, okay, so let teachers do the job and mom do the job, you maybe like when you were young then, right? But now what happened is that whether after 20 years or 50 years, whenever, right? You last practiced it. When I asked what is 3 times 7, you answered it. So because you are able, because it is in your mind already, there is no need for you to practice that anymore, that multiplication table anymore. None of us practice that multiplication table anymore. What is that use of practicing, memorizing that, practicing that multiplication table now? There's no need. That's
Correct.
all this is saying.
Yeah.
So you have already mastered the multiplication number table number 3.
Yes.
Okay. So in the same way for Brahman, one who reached Brahman, okay, they have mastered everything. There's nothing there for them to learn or know.
So
Okay.
that incorporates both the Karma Kanda and the Gnana Kanda,
Yes. So
Vedanta and everything, which is considered to be Apara Gnana anyway.
yes.
Apara Vidya rather.
Yeah. So in fact, there is a incident from Ravana Maharshi's life. Ravana Maharshi did not read any Upanishads or anything like that, right? He attained the Jivan Mukti state when he was very young. So about like at a later time, like as when he was complete adult. So I don't know whether it was when he was 30 or 70 when this incident happened. But apparently, like one day, someone walked in and it appeared and they saw Ramana Maharshi ji was reading some Upanishad.
Oh.
Okay? And they're like surprised. Bhagwan, they call Bhagwan, right? Bhagwan Ramana Maharshi. Bhagwan, how come you're reading Upanishads?
Mm-hmm.
And he said, oh, I'm just reading like what they wrote about me in here. And yes, this is correct. Yes, this is correct. It's all good. Okay. So, and he did not say it out of when he said like, I wonder what they wrote about me. He is not talking about like any egoistic person, right? Because he understands he's one with his I, the real aham brahmasmi bhava. So then when he's saying that I want to know, I'm just wanting what they wrote about me, means about I or Brahman or right. And yes, this is all correct because whatever is written there, it is his anubhava already, meaning his experience already.
Mhm.
Okay. So in that case, so for him, it is just like, like a parent going into a child's room and looking at a picture book. A
Yeah.
for apple, B for boy. We know what A for apple, B for boy is, but we just,
Yes.
oh yeah, it is still there, kind of
Well
a thing. So,
said, well explained. Yes. Well, very
Absolutely. Beautiful.
beautiful.
any other thoughts or questions?
Beautiful.
So we'll close. Okay.
Good one. All right.
Oh. पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्तिः 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 हरिः ओम श्री
Om Shri
ओ नमः हरिः ओम
Thank you, guys.